Number 1. Mirrors mess with time perception. Have you ever stared into a mirror for a weirdly long time and then walked away feeling like you just lost 20 minutes of your life to a haunted liminal dimension? No? Just me? Okay, well it's real, and psychologists have studied it. Turns out, prolonged self-observation in mirrors can distort your sense of time. Your brain, normally very good at tracking seconds and minutes, starts to loop your reflection like a visual screensaver. You lose track of when you started looking, and sometimes if you're deep in the zone, you start questioning whether you're the real you or if the mirror version is living a better life. This is called a dissociative state, and yes, it can be triggered by staring into your own eyeballs for too long. Congratulations! Your bathroom vanity is a portal to existential dread. Some people describe it like watching themselves from outside their own body. Others report feeling like their reflection blinked at the wrong time, or that their face subtly changed while they weren't paying attention. None of this is technically dangerous, but it's also not great that your brain can be tricked into minor identity crises by a sheet of polished glass. So yeah, if you've ever stared into the mirror too long and left feeling like you've been psychologically vacuumed, you're not alone. Your brain just took a field trip to the weird part of the funhouse. Number 2. Sleep when you're dead. Ah yes, the unofficial slogan of hustle culture and 3 a.m. Twitter motivation accounts, sleep when you're dead. Cool, poetic, completely unhinged. Let's clear this up. If you follow this advice long enough, you will sleep when you're dead, because you'll be dead. That's not a metaphor, it's a promise. Sleep isn't just a nice to have, it's when your brain does maintenance like a greasy mechanic at 2 a.m. It clears out toxins, processes, memories, balances hormones, and yes, keeps you alive. Without enough of it, your immune system tanks, your decision-making goes to garbage, and your emotions turn into a blender with no lid. Missing sleep messes with your prefrontal cortex, you know, the part that makes you not scream at your barista because they forgot your oat milk. Lack of sleep also boosts cortisol, the stress hormone, making you edgy, impulsive, and prone to Googling, "Am I dying at 4 in the morning?" And let's talk long-term. Chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to increased risk of heart disease, diabetes, depression, Alzheimer's, and a lovely little thing called microsleep, which is when your brain just goes, nope, and shuts off for a few seconds sometimes while you're driving. So when your favorite productivity guru says, "I only sleep 4 hours a night," understand that you're listening to someone whose brain is basically running on fumes and delusion. Fun fact, people who think they function fine on little sleep, studies show they're often the worst performers, but they're too sleep-deprived to notice. Look, it's great to be driven, but if your idea of success involves ignoring one of the most essential biological functions next to breathing and blinking, you might want to nap on that. Because sleep isn't laziness, it's literally brain hygiene. Number 3. Starve a fever, feed a cold. This one's a classic. It sounds like it came straight out of your grandma's mouth while she handed you a bowl of mystery soup. Starve a fever, feed a cold. It's catchy, it's old school, and it's completely made up. Let's be real. If your body is waging biological warfare inside you, whether it's a cold, a fever, or the ghost of last week's sushi, the last thing it needs is your crash diet. Here's the deal. Your immune system is a messy overachiever. When you're sick, it kicks into overdrive, raising your body temperature to make life harder for invading germs. That's your fever. Starving yourself during that time? Not helpful. Your body needs fuel to power all the internal chaos. White blood cells, antibody production, inflammation response. It's like Game of Thrones in there, and you're denying your army lunch. Meanwhile, feeding a cold might make a little more sense, but even that's oversimplified. What your body actually needs when you're sick is hydration, balanced nutrients, and rest, not a medieval rhyming riddle. Overeating won't cure your cold. Undereating won't kill your fever. But both can make you feel worse. Also, fun fact, your appetite often drops when you're sick because your immune system is releasing cytokines, little chemical messengers that basically scream, "Something is wrong." And one of their side effects? Making food sound about as appealing as licking a subway pole. So instead of playing dietary roulette with viral infections, maybe just listen to your body. If you're hungry, eat something nourishing. If you're not, don't force feed yourself like a sad pigeon. And, most importantly, hydrate, sleep, and stop getting your medical advice from 19th century proverbs. Because if rhyming made things true, an apple a day keeps the doctor away would be a legal prescription. Number 4. Just breathe through the panic. Okay, deep breaths. You're having a full-on panic attack. Your heart's pounding like you owe it money. Your lungs feel like they've downsized to hamster-sized balloons, and some well-meaning person says, "Just breathe, calm down." Oh, thank you, Carol. Have you considered working for the emergency services with that miracle advice? Here's the problem. Telling someone mid-panic to just breathe is like handing a drowning person a pamphlet on swimming. The very nature of a panic attack means your brain is convinced you're dying, even when everything is fine. It's the evolutionary equivalent of a fire alarm going off because someone made toast. Panic attacks hijack your sympathetic nervous system, the fight-or-flight response. Your body thinks you're being chased by a bear made of bills, deadlines, and social obligations. Breathing gets shallow, your chest tightens, and logic exits the building. Now, imagine trying to take calm, measured breaths while your brain is screaming, "This is the end," on repeat. Now, breathing can help, but not if you're hyperventilating and spiraling. The trick is in how you breathe. Short, shallow inhales make it worse. What works better is focusing on exhales. Try this. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 8. Why longer exhales? Because that activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the one that says, "Hey, you're not dying, you just forgot to file your taxes." Even better, ground yourself. Name 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear. Force your brain to pay rent again instead of panic squatting in your body rent-free. So yes, breathing helps. But telling someone to just breathe without a plan is like tossing them a yoga mat while they're being electrocuted. Number 5. Drink 8 glasses a day. If you've ever walked around chugging water like you're training for the Hydration Olympics, congratulations, you've been scammed by the most harmless-sounding advice ever. You have to drink 8 glasses of water a day. No, you don't. And yes, your bladder resents you. First off, this 8 glasses number? Totally arbitrary. There's no solid scientific evidence behind it. It didn't fall from the sky carved in stone tablets from the god of wellness. It was likely misinterpreted from a 1,945 nutrition report that said people need about 2.5 liters of water a day, but it also said we get most of that from food, which everyone promptly ignored because reading is hard, I guess. Here's what actually matters. If you're thirsty, drink water. That's your body doing its job. It's not subtle. It's not shy. You don't need a timer app or a color-coded water bottle shaped like a dumbbell to survive. In fact, forcing yourself to drink too much water can actually be dangerous. It's called hyponatremia, or water intoxication, where your blood becomes diluted and your cells start freaking out like goldfish in fresh water. It's rare, but it happens especially when people turn water consumption into a TikTok challenge. Also, spoiler alert, your pee does not need to be clear like the purest Arctic stream. That's just overkill. Pale yellow is fine. If your urine looks like lemonade, congrats, your kidneys are probably chillin'. So instead of panic sipping like you're in a hydration cult, maybe just drink when you're thirsty, eat fruits and veggies, and stop letting random numbers dictate your bathroom schedule. Your kidneys will thank you. Your toilet paper budget might even go down. Number 6. Always stretch before a workout. Okay, let's talk about that sacred gym ritual, stretching like a majestic cat before you do anything that resembles exercise. You've been told it prevents injuries, boosts performance, and somehow turns you into a Greek statue. But here's the plot twist. Pre-workout stretching, the kind where you hold poses like a yoga influencer, might actually make things worse. Yeah, sorry. All those toe touches and quad pulls before jogging? Turns out that's static stretching, and doing it before activity can temporarily weaken your muscles. Imagine telling your legs, "Hey, I'm about to ask you to sprint, so first I'm going to make you sleepy and floppy like overcooked spaghetti." That's basically what's happening. Studies have shown that static stretching can reduce strength, power, and performance, especially in explosive activities like sprinting or lifting. It's like deflating your tires before a road trip and expecting a smoother ride. So, what should you do instead? Dynamic stretching, basically moving around in a way that warms up your body. Arm circles, leg swings, a light jog. You're prepping your muscles to move, not tucking them in for a nap. To be fair, static stretching still has its place after your workout when you want to cool down or increase flexibility. But before exercise, it's like pre-gaming with decaf coffee. Useless at best, dangerous at worst. So, unless your goal is to pull a hamstring while reaching for your shoelaces, maybe retire the old-school stretch routine. Your future self, the one not limping to the car, will appreciate it. Number 7. Go with your gut. Ah yes, the age-old advice to just trust your gut. Sounds empowering, right? Like your intestines are a wise old monk whispering the truth from deep within your torso. But let's be real, your gut is less Yoda and more that chaotic friend who makes impulsive decisions and then blames it on vibes. The truth? Gut instincts are often just emotional shortcuts baked in by past experiences, fear, and wait for it, unconscious biases. That's right. Sometimes your gut feeling is just anxiety wearing a fake mustache and calling itself intuition. Studies in psychology show that what we call gut decisions are often snap judgments formed in the amygdala, the part of your brain that loves drama and panics at shadows. So while it feels powerful, going with your gut might just be your brain doing a shortcut dance instead of actual reasoning. And here's where it gets dangerous. People often use gut feelings to justify horrible decisions. Hiring the wrong person? My gut said they had potential. Falling for a scam? It just felt right. Ignoring red flags? Something about them seemed trustworthy. Congratulations! You've just been emotionally catfished by your own nervous system. Does intuition have value? Sure, especially in high-stakes, fast-moving situations, like, say, being chased by a bear. But for most modern decisions, relationships, jobs, investing, choosing a roommate who doesn't hoard moldy spoons, you probably want more than vibes. So go ahead and consult your gut. Just don't hand it the keys to your entire life. It's a digestive organ, not a life coach.